Hello friends, welcome to Read With Me. Today we will be reading Cindy Moo. The author is Lori Mortensen and it is illustrated by Mack. Let's begin. We see Cindy Moo looking out of the barn, and here is a little girl reading. And she got closer to the house and she's listening to the little girl. Hey Diddle Diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. That is what the little girl is reading. Over at the Diddle farm, a little bit past 8, the cows all heard a nursery rhyme that caused a great debate. Diddle cows stood in the barn and listened to each word about the cow that jumped the moon, amazed at what they heard. They're wondering if a cow can really jump the moon. Across the moon? Cried Buttercup. No way, said Honeybun. The moon's too high and much too far. It simply can't be done. And as the cow scoffed at the thought, a voice rose loud and true. Why can't a cow jump to the moon? That voice was Cindy Moo's. The cows began to argue. Each took a different side. But in the end, they all confessed that none of them had tried. So Cindy Moo raised up a hoof and said that it was true. If that cow could jump the moon, by golly, I can too. Cindy Moo thinks she can jump the moon. I wonder if she will be able to. As Cindy Moo waltzed to the field, the others gathered round. She jumped that moon with room to spare in one grand bovine bound. She pawed her hooves, she shook her head, she ran and picked up speed, and with a mighty moo, she jumped. Do you think she did it? Can she jump the moon? No, across a prickly weed. She didn't make it. Told you so, said Honeybun. Too bad, said Buttercup. Cows weren't meant to jump the moon. Why don't you just give up? But Cindy Moo ignored her friends. She'd made a solemn vow. She'd jump across the silver moon as soon as she knew how. She is not giving up. That is very good, to not give up, to keep trying. The next night after grazing, she caught a stunning sight. The moon was perched upon the hill, a ball of silver light. Is the moon really that close? No, it just appears to look that close. Cindy Moo let out a snort and charged up to the top. But when she reached the grassy peak, she skidded to because look, it looks like the moon moved, but the moon didn't move. It just appeared that it was that close. Stop! Instead of staying on the hill, much to her surprise, the moon flew off the grassy ridge back up to star-filled skies. Cindy Moo plopped on the ground. Would it be for naught? Jumping to the moon, she said, is harder than I thought. Look, she's sad. She's not sure if she will be able to jump the moon. Back inside the barn that night, the worst of all came true. Rain clouds swept the moon away. Now what was she to do? She couldn't jump what wasn't there. Perhaps the herd was right. The moon and cows would never mix, not then or any night. Cindy is sad because now she has no moon to try to jump. But late that night, when raindrops stopped, she peeked outside and found the moon had slipped down to the earth upon the rain-soaked ground. Did the moon really come down to the ground? No, that is the reflection of the moon in the rain puddle. Cindy Moo kicked up her heels and raced with all her might, and with a happy moo, she jumped. Is she going to be able to jump across the moon? Across the moon that night. She didn't jump across the real moon, but she was able to jump across the moon's reflection. And she is happy. Her friends came out and marveled much. "Miss Moo, you've done it now. A cow can really jump the moon, as long as she knows how." Look, they're all congratulating her. And ever since that rainy night, the cows do not debate. Whenever rain clouds pass their way and it is growing late, they gaze upon that puddled moon and jump it 2 by 2. And guess who leads the diddle herd? Who do you think leads the herd? Of course, it's Cindy Moo. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this story about not giving up and looking at problems in a different way and being able to solve them. Thank you to my subscribers for your support, and if you have not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to my channel. Until next time.